pushing for change and getting results. ABC 15. This is ABC 15 Arizona at 3.
Big shake-up, that is, at the Department of Justice as President Trump has fired Attorney General Pam Bondi. We're tracking what's next for the embattled department. Plus,
we are a basketball city, and we are going to show the world.
You heard the mayor there. It's time to get hyped up. The NCAA Women's Final Four almost here, and we're getting a closer look at downtown Phoenix, which has transformed, full of pre-game events for everyone.
It's April, and that means the tax filing deadline is coming up. I'm investigator Christelle Bell, answering your questions and sharing some tips to help you have a stress-free tax season.
Thank you so much for choosing us here at ABC 15 News at 3 o'clock. I'm Craig McKee. We're going to start with the big story, of course, today. Pam Bondi out as Attorney General. The president making the move earlier today. ABC's Stephen Portnoy has the latest.
Today, the nation's top law enforcement official is out. President Trump announcing Pam Bondi will no longer serve as Attorney General, writing in part, quote, "We love Pam, and she will be transitioning to a much-needed and important new job in the private sector." The two were seen together just yesterday, attending the Supreme Court's oral arguments when the president called her his friend.
Attorney General Pam, my friend Pam Bondi. Hi, Pam. And we just left the Supreme Court.
Bondi has been staunchly loyal to the president as she led a department that historically operates independent of partisanship.
I will restore integrity to the Justice Department.
The DOJ hung a banner of Trump outside of its Washington headquarters earlier this year. It's been a tumultuous year for the Attorney General. Her handling of the Epstein files has been widely criticized, even by swaths of the MAGA movement, leading to this infamous response during a congressional hearing earlier this year.
None of them ask Merrick Garland over the last 4 years one word about Jeffrey Epstein. How ironic is that? You know why? Because Donald Trump, the Dow right now is over 50,000.
But sources tell ABC News the president was particularly frustrated with how Bondi prosecuted his perceived political enemies, hoping she would go after them more aggressively. In a social media post today, Bondi said she'll now work tirelessly over the next month to transition her office to Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche, who once served as Donald Trump's personal defense lawyer. Any permanent pick for the post would have to be confirmed by the Senate. Stephen Portnoy, ABC News, Washington.
Meanwhile, the partial government shutdown that's stretched nearly 2 months now continues to drag on here. We've seen the fight over funding, of course, for the Department of Homeland Security that impacts airports, FEMA, and so many other departments and agencies. The department has been without funding now since mid-February, but there could be some movement here. The House Speaker and Senate Majority Leader announced the Republican-controlled Congress will fund DHS in the coming days, their words, through the appropriation and reconciliation process. Now, the new action here would actually come after President Trump publicly demanded Republicans use reconciliation to send him a bill no later than June 1st to fund ICE and CBP. We heard from a FEMA worker and an Army veteran from Texas who decided to retire early because of his job instability.
You're really taking the employees and you're holding them hostage until you get your political will, man. And so that's wrong. It's just wrong. And we can't continue to operate like this.
Congress is still on a recess for 2 weeks. Right now, it's unclear if House Speaker Mike Johnson will call lawmakers back early from their recess. Arizona lawmakers are pushing back against the Trump administration's immigration enforcement policies. Representatives Yasmin Ansari and Adelaide Grijalva are hosting a briefing today at around 5 o'clock in central Phoenix, updating people about their concerns with mass detention centers. We're going to be sure to share what the two have to say later on tonight in our newscast. Now to a big story right here in our community. March Madness taking over Phoenix for the